Hello, this is Roberto and this is the HVAC is my channel. Today we're going to be talking about townhomes part 10. Okay, so this is going to be, we're going to be sizing the duct riser, and this is the second part of that part. Okay, all right, so let's get into it. So in the previous video we already know the sizes. All right, so now what I'm gonna do in here is the following. I need to explain in here a concept, but before that, let's get to the point. Okay, so let's go to the second floor. On the second floor, we have this. See, we have this on the second floor, and this is the riser. We already selected the chase, and everything is good. And remember, the chase has to be coordinated with the architect or with the home builder. All right. Okay, so the supply riser in here is 12 by 8. This is 12 by 8. We're going to go to the first floor. It says 12 by 8, and it says the same riser. And then we go to the basement, 12 by 8. However, in practice, that's not going to be the same, because in the basement especially, we're going to need less CFM. So in other words, this is going to be a smaller. How do we do that? How do we have different sizes for the riser? So we're going to go to the second floor. On the second floor, go to the riser, right click, go to the riser tab, and then in here under riser duct options, instead of automatic, we're going to put width size change after takeoff. So we hit OK. And in here, you have now two parts, the first part and the second part. And how do you know which one from which one to which one? So we have in here the fittings. In here, it says starting sheet, basement, ending sheet, second floor. Okay, so technically what we're going to have is the first part, second part. Okay, so let's go to the second floor. In the second floor, let's review these settings. In here, my duct size by default, it says width and height. The width is 12, the height is 8. Now you have one option. Check on the velocity, and it says the velocity in here, it's velocity 802. If it's 802, sometimes there are different home builders that they want lower velocities, because velocity is associated also with noise. So the higher the velocity, the more noise you have. The lower the velocity, the less noise you have. Okay, so this is this should be lowered. So let's try to make it 500. So if we want to make it 500, we're going to go yes, yes, no, because we don't want to make automatic sizing in this case. So we're going to have that. So in order to increase the size, we're going to put in here 10. So that's 10. So it's giving me now 642. So the next size up to 12 is going to be 14. See, we're going to have 14 by 10. 14 by 10 is going to give me a velocity of 550. Same thing in here. We're going to go with automatic sizing. No, we're going to put as no. And then down here, it says my duct width is 8 by 8. This is on the lower level, on the basement. So instead of 8 by 8, because it's 600, we're going to make it bigger. So that way the velocity is lower. So the width, let's put as 10. See, now it's 500. So velocity is 500, velocity is 550. However, sometimes you might be wondering, no, this doesn't work, or no, I don't know velocities. I never done that before. In the field, we only use the ductulator, which is our main and most important tool to check on duct sizes. I agree. So usually what I do is a ductulator online. So that ductulator online, I'm going to make another video just to show how that ductulator online works. So I'm going to pull it here, and that ductulator is from Macquarie, but it could be downloaded from MEP Works website. I'm going to put all the information now in the next videos. Okay, so this is like a ductulator. Let's check. Imagine that I don't have manual J or anything, but you know the CFM. So this unit is going to give you, this unit is 2 ton and my design CFM is 800. So how much is this duct sized for 800? So for 800 CFM, let's put in here, it says flow rate CFM 800. It's the same way like you would put in your ductulator, and you need your head loss, which is the friction rate. So the friction rate is going to be 0.08. So some designers, contractors in the ductulator, they make it for 0.08, or some other contractors, they put it 0.1. Depends on the designer. So if it's 0.1, for example, what's the duct size? The duct size is going to be like this. What is it? 14. You need to put the duct size at least one input. Let's put 14. It will, let's put 10. It's going to give me automatically 10 by 14 or 14 by 10. See? But even if you make it 0.08, I like being more conservative. It's gonna be 10 by 15. Yeah, but with 10 by 14, we're fine, we're safe. So we have 10 by 14. We're gonna go to the other level right here. Let's go to the basement. In the basement, the same thing. So we're checking on the velocities, but sometimes in the field or the engineers or contractors, I have my calculator. Let me check the size of this duct if it's real. Okay, so for this, what is the CFM right here? The CFM in here, it indicates heating AVF CFM, says 277, which is 278. Let's put 278 then. 278. What is the friction rate? 278. The friction rate is 0.08. And then see, my size is 10 by 7. Instead of 10 by 8, it should be 10 by 7, but usually we like to use even numbers. So we round it up to the next available. So 10 by 8. Perfection. So if you have a calculator, you sized it correctly. If you have velocities, you have sized it correctly. Depends on the builder, depends on the designer, right? All right, so that's very much in here in the duct risers. But now let's check the connections to the duct risers, okay? So let's go here and let's check in here. How much CFM? In here, how much CFM? So this duct that is gonna be round and flexible, how much, what's the size of that duct? So this is not correct because it says 12 by 8 and this is not rectangular. This is gonna be a flex duct. So what is the flex duct? I need to know the CFM. How much CFM is gonna go down? Okay. So how much CFM is gonna go down? Let's double check on that. So the CFM that is gonna go down, what is the total CFM that is on the first floor? And what is the total CFM that is on the first floor? Or what we can do even better is what is the total CFM of these ducts? I would say this system is 800 CFM, right? So 800 CFM, we're going to subtract 1 and 2. Okay, let me do that calculation very quickly. Just 1 minute. So this part is actually a little bit tricky. I need to explain this in the next video because I don't want this video to become very long like the other ones. So what happens is the following. I'm gonna give you a small intro. So in the next video, what we can do is we're gonna size these takeoffs connected to the risers. All right, but just as a preview, the issue in here is the following. If you want to add 1, 2, 3, 4 CFMs, that is actually not correct. And the reason is the following. So what is this CFM? Is it heating or cooling? What about this one? Is it heating or cooling? What about this one? Is it heating or cooling? We're going to check very quickly in here and then we're going to do this in the next video. Okay, so if you go here, click in there, and what does it say in here? In here it says heating CFM 33, cooling CFM 56. So which one is the design CFM, or which one are they taking? The worst case scenario, which is 56. So this is 56 for cooling. What about this one? This is cooling, see? And what about this one? 47. And what about this one? It's, oh, actually they're taking the heating, right? So this is cooling, heating. And I'm not sure what is this. Let's go check on here. This is gonna be, see, it's heating. So this heating, cooling. You cannot add all those. Why? What's the reason? Because you have a system, and this system only knows 2 words, either heating or cooling. This is a heat pump. It's either gonna do heating or cooling. It's not a VRF system, heat recovery. This is, all of them are all cooling, or all of them are all heating. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna size it the proper way in the next video. So in the next video, we're gonna be sizing these takeoffs, number 1, number 2, and number 3. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit the like button, make any comments, and subscribe. Okay, thanks so much.